What's happening, Hardscapers? Today we're drilling holes in pavers. Let's get into this. Okay, this pool has some anchors that we need to put into pavers outside of the pool for the safety cover to go on top. So in that case, what we need to do is we need to use a concrete coring drill bit. This is a diamond bit. I'll leave a link in the description below to this if you're interested, and I'll talk a little bit about this specific one. But the same thing can be applied if you are doing lights inside of the pavers. It's a very popular thing to do these days. What you're looking for is just the dimension of this. This is a 3/4 inch, and the anchors that we're putting into the pavers are actually 3/4 of an inch in diameter, so this works perfectly. Now for this, we need a rotary hammer, and this is specifically by Bosch. Bulldog Extreme, I don't know. This is basically the cheapest one that you can essentially get. It's electric, so you need to plug it in. And in this case, we're not gonna be using the hammer function or the rotary and hammer. You're just gonna be using the rotary function there. So we turn it to that, we plug it in, and then we need an adapter. So the chuck goes in by pulling this down, and then we can put this chuck in, and then it's got this adapter that is the same diameter as this, and this just essentially screws in here. Now that that's screwed in, what we need is an actual hose. So you can see a hose in the background here, and what I do is I line it up where I'm gonna be drilling, turn that hose on very slightly, and start drilling away. Now what you'll see me using is an actual 2x4 with a 3/4 inch hole in it. And what that does is it just helps me guide so that there's no skipping, so that I don't drill where I'm not supposed to. I just put my body weight or my foot on it, put that drill bit into that 3/4 inch hole, and then it's not gonna skip around or anything like that. I get my hole started, then I kick that out of the way, and then I continue drilling. So as you can see, those are my anchor holes there. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it just keeps going along here. They are 3/4 inch. You can screw them up so that this comes out to latch onto the safety cover for this. And these are the holes that we're making. If I go all the way down through the paver, I do have to put some concrete sand, you can see a little bit there, down into the hole, and then place that safety anchor on top, because they are not 2 3/8 of an inch, which is the thickness of my pavers. They're more like 2 inches. So I do have to factor that into this. And what you're looking for is a nice clean hole. There's a slight chip out of this one in that corner there, but you're looking for a nice clean hole. And if you do use that 2x4 method, you do get a solid clean hole because you have no skipping. It's not going to move around, especially when you're first starting the hole. So you put that 2x4 down, start your hole, and then continue once that hole has been started, because after it's been started, the grooves are set, and then you can just continue down through that. Now this is a diamond core bit, and what that means is essentially there are diamonds infused into this. You can see that there's diamonds through this, and this is where the diamonds are, this segment, and there's 3 different segments, but it's about this thick. And as you use it, that'll start to get more and more worn out. And essentially when you get to the end of this segment, that's when you know you're completely worn out of this. Now I've seen people online talk about how they could only make a few holes, maybe 5 holes, and then this was toast. The reason why is because this core actually gets filled up with those paver cores. And if they get stuck in here, if you don't clear it every once in a while, this will essentially just fill up, and then you won't be able to drill anymore. It'll be a very slow process because essentially the paver inside of here, the concrete inside of here, needs to also grind down the new core that's going into it. So that's the problem with that. You just got to make sure that you clear it. Mine actually got stuck, so what I did is I just used a drill with a masonry bit and just drilled into it, cleared it a little bit, hammered it out. But after every hole, try to get that core out. And what that core looks like is actually this. So this is the core to one of the pavers that we've gone ahead and drilled out. You can see it's a face mix paver. So we do have that fine granule on top with the color. The rest doesn't have color, but it's got those larger aggregates for strength in there. So that's our core, came out of our little rotary hammer there, and we just continue along here. And those are the holes that it's going to make, and then we can just drop down our safety anchor there. Now, as you're drilling your concrete, your pavers, whatever you're drilling there, it's gonna make a slurry. And what a slurry is basically the ground down concrete mixed with water, and it is a muddy consistency. And you're gonna wanna wet that down and rinse it right away so that it doesn't stick to the pavement of the surface. What that slurry will do is, once it dries, it'll just completely solidify to that concrete or to those pavers, and it's gonna stain. It's gonna be really hard to get off. So immediately afterwards, rinse down that area. Hey, I hope this video has helped you in some way. Links for this will be in the description below. Really liked the way that this performed. It did about 30 holes and still has a lot more to go here. So if you're looking for a good core bit that's only, I believe this is 7/8 of an inch, not 3/4 of an inch, like I said earlier. The safety anchors are 3/4 of an inch, so I wanted an 1/8 of an inch, a little bit more, a 1/16 of an inch on either side of that hole for my safety anchors. But if you're looking for that, link will be in the description below, along with this Bosch hammer, rotary hammer drill. Like I said, it's basic, very easy one to use, nothing much to it really. So do your research on that before you actually go ahead and purchase it, but it definitely did good for me. If you have any questions, comments, leave a comment in the comment section below. Like this video if you found it helpful for whatever reason, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more hardscaping content like this. Thank you so much for watching.